Yes, now we are going to start with the watercolors. See, I'm using artist watercolors and few round brushes. See, it's a big brush of 8 number, and this is 1 number brush, and this is 3 number brush. Okay, so I'm using these brushes. Round brushes only we are using for the watercolors. And one more thing I want to tell you about the watercolors, that watercolors are transparent colors. Okay, so we have to start from the very light color. Okay, if you start with the dark color, you will not cover up, you can't set it right with the light color, because these are the transparent color. There is a difference between watercolors and the poster colors. The poster colors are opaque colors. You can cover up the previous layer with another next layer, but these are transparent colors. You can't cover up the previous layers. Means we have to start with the light color. We have to start the process from the light to dark. Okay, the concept of using watercolor is from light to dark. So first of all, I am going to start with the light color, which is yellow color. Okay, I am using a big brush of which number? It's 8 number brush. Okay, you can use 6 number even. So I am going to use this yellow color. First of all, this is lemon yellow color. You can see my color palette. Now going to start with the lemon yellow color. See, the base of green color is yellow. So whatever green vegetable we have, that will cover up with the yellow color first of all. If you want to give a light tone in between that object, you have to leave the space. So for white color, we are not using this white color, because we use the white color of the sheet only. We have to leave white space wherever we want a and light bright tone. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with the lemon yellow tone. This water god is of green color, so I'm using lemon yellow first of all, starting with the very light base. Okay, lemon yellow color. Now I'm spreading the color with a tinge of water. Okay, just taking the little bit of water and spreading the color. Okay, now again I'm using a yellow color. Now using little bit of water, dip it into a little bit of water, add some water in the brush, and then cover up the other area. See, I'm leaving little bit of white space here, because I want a sharp brilliant light tone here. So I'm just dipping my brush into the water and drain out the extra water from my brush, and just using a dab technique, I'm trying to create a relationship between white and the lemon yellow color. See, it's not looking odd. Why? Because we have used it in such a way that it should look like it's blended. Okay, it will not look odd. Now whatever object is of green colors, that will cover up with the yellow tone first. See, here also we'll put some of the yellow tone. Okay, now here also we'll put some of the yellow tone. Don't just cover up the area entirely, leave some white space in between, little bit. Okay, now these leaves are also a little bit yellow color we'll put, because these are green leaves. So the base of green is yellow. Okay, the base of red is also a little bit yellow. Okay, yellow color I'm using. Right, now comes to these tomato. Okay, tomato, the base of red color is also a yellow color. Scarlet tone is there. Now this comes to this potato. This is also a little bit yellow color I'm using, because it's also a little bit brownish and yellow color. Okay, some of the portion of this cauliflower also at one side only. Okay, don't just cover up the entire area, because this cauliflower is white and little bit of very less yellow tone is there. Okay, now comes to the now I'm using green color. Okay, this is sap green color. Okay, we have 3 tones of green, but I'm using the light tone, which is sap green tone. Okay, now what I'm going to do, we'll just see the lines. Okay, just try to cover up the lines, started from the lines. or we'll blend it. Okay, firstly just create the lines. Now what is the next step? Use some water and diffuse the edges of the color. Okay, I'm going to diffuse the edges of the color. Don't just rub it with the force. Okay, if you use a dab technique, you will not get the lines. Okay, so another layer of green color. I just want to provide shade. Okay, use some water, drain out extra water from the brush, and then use a dab technique. Okay, color it. Again I'm using green color. Creates the lines, but add up some water in your brush. If it will be dry, then you will get the harsh lines. We want a smooth touch, so that's why I'm using a wet brush, and with the help of water I am just diffusing the edges. You can see here, we'll create the lines with the help of water. Add some water, drain out extra water from the brush also. Okay, like this. Using a dab technique, I'm diffusing the edges. In watercolor you have to add up multiple layers of the same colors, because when it gets dry, it all automatically it becomes smooth, it becomes light automatically. Okay, I'll show you the difference. Okay, just add up green layer. Your brush needs to be wet. Okay, and the previous color should be visible. You need not to hide the previous color entirely, because we want tones. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just using a dab technique, and I'm diffusing the edges of my color. Okay, don't just scratch it. Okay, use some water, drain out extra water from the brush, and using a dab technique you can do it like this. Okay, one more layer I am applying. Okay, let it dry, you can see the difference. Fine. Now we'll not start with the immediate color. We will not start with the you can just cover up these tomatoes. You can just make them, we just put the colors in the tomatoes. I'm going to use this orange color. Okay, we need to create tones. One layer is of yellow color and another one is of orange color. Okay, just create a line and then drain out the extra color from the brush. Just make it a little bit wet. Use some water and slightly touch the surface only. Okay, don't just scratch your brush. Slightly touch the surface. You can just see. A previous tone should also be visible. Okay, we will not cover up the entire area. We'll just try to create the tones only. Okay, now from this line also we'll just add up color. Use some water, blend the color like this. Some water just to blend. Okay, don't just create the harsh lines. Okay, just blend it. You can use a little bit more color. Okay, the object which is next to the object which we recently color, we will not touch that object. Why? Because if we'll put the colors here, then it will blend. It will just, the colors will go to this tomato also, so the colors can blend. So we need to wait while starting with the next immediate after object. Okay, now comes to this reddish, because we have a distance here, so we can just start with this reddish. So the basic color of reddish is white, so we will not leave it white. We need to add up little bit tones also. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the cerulean blue color. Okay, add some water in your brush, take a tinge of this blue color, cerulean blue color, and use it here on the edges only. Okay, because reddish is white, but we have to add up tones, so I'm using a little bit of blue color. Now with the help of brush, drain out extra color from the brush use water only and try to blend it. Okay, see how I'm blending it. Right. On the other side also add up little bit color. Take water in your brush, take a tinge of this blue color and then spread it over the another edge. Okay, then use water, just try to blend it. Okay, try to blend it. You will see the difference. You can see the difference when it gets dry. You can see the tones. Okay, in between area, the central portion will just leave like this because it's white, so we are not going to use white color, but the color of the sheet we need to retain. Okay, now the next step is, now this is little bit dry and we are not going to start with this brinjal. Okay, we'll just wait, let it dry, then we'll start with the brinjal. Okay, now this layer is almost it's fine, it's almost dry. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start these leaves. Okay, start with the green color, make the brush little bit wet, add some green color on the edges here only, and try to just blend the color with the help of water. Add up some water in your brush and then just drag the tones. Okay, drag till the another end. Okay, use some water only to drag the tones. Okay, drag the tones, but don't touch here because little bit of white or light area we want. Okay, so we'll not cover up the entire area. Add some green color here on this edge only. Only then this white color will be only then we can emerge this cauliflower. Okay, yes, now comes to the another leaf. Same process we'll apply here. Use green color on this edge and then use some water, drag the color on the other edge on the other side. Okay, do it like this. Nice. Take green color, little bit more color will add up. It should work only on the wet surface, so it will be better if you use a wet brush and try to just leave little bit space here just to create the difference. Okay, later on I'll let you know how to immerse it properly. Okay, then use a green color again and same process, just use it on the on all the leaves. You can see I'm using the same process in all the leaves. You can see here also I'm going to make a line with the green color and then diffuse. Now you can see I'm also going to cover up this green color. Oh, you can see it's wet. Now whatever color I'm using here, so we are lucky that we are using the same color. We are using green color only. If it will blend, though, it will not create any kind of harm. But if you are using a separate color, it will obviously it spoil your drawing. Okay, fine. Now we need to wait because we can't start from here. But this green color is now dry. Now I'm going to use this green. Now this yellow color is dry, or I'm going to use this green color here. But trying to leave some space because I don't want to touch the color. Okay, now is it fine? comes to this portion. It's dry. Let me just check this. It's still wet, so we'll just wait. Okay. Yes, now comes to this potato. What I'm going to do, we have already colored it. The base color we have already given the lemon yellow color. Now I'm using deep yellow color. I'll make it a little bit wet. Okay, let me just make it a little bit wet. Yes. Now I am going to use deep yellow color because it's a little bit brownish tone, yellowish tone is there in potato. Okay, so leaving little bit space on the top. Okay. But here when we have to give the tones to the single object, we can use another tone simultaneously. We need not to wait because we want it to blend. Okay, if the area will be wet, then only it will blend. See, you can see if I am using this brownish tone, it is automatically blending. Fine. If you want to have a blending effect, you can use another layer of color on the wet surface only. Okay. See, I'm using a little bit of brownish tone, but don't at all try to scratch your brush, scratch the surface with your brush. Try to just blend it with the smooth touch of water. Okay, let it blend automatically and use a dab technique. Fine. Now a little bit more brownish color I'm adding. See, now we get a tone using a wet but drain out brush, dry brush. Fine. See, I leave some of the white space here so I can start, so that I can start this red tone. Okay, now the another layer of red tone I'm using on the tomato. Okay, this is scarlet red color. Okay, firstly we use lemon yellow and then orange, and now I'm using a scarlet tone. See this scarlet tone. I'm using a scarlet tone here. Now simultaneously we need to blend it, so I'm using little bit of water and trying to blend it. Okay, diffuse the edges with the water only. Okay, again one more layer of this scarlet color I'm adding. Okay, this also, here also I'm adding a little bit of scarlet color, but immediately just use wet brush to diffuse the edges. Okay, we can't leave it like this, otherwise it will create a harsh effect. Okay, we don't want to have a harsh effect in our drawing, so I'm using it on a wet surface. So simultaneously I am blending it. Okay, good. Fine. Now what is dried? Let me just check if anything is dried. We can just start with that. This reddish is a little bit dry, so we can just start with this. Okay, a little bit dark blue color I'm adding. See, this is ultramarine color. Okay, little bit of pinkish tone it's a little bit purplish. We will get a purplish tone, little bit purple tone. It's ultramarine color. So just creating the lines. I'm taking very less color, that's why it's hardly visible. Okay, I'm using a wet brush but taking a tinge of ultramarine color and I'm diffusing it. You can see it's blending. Again with the help of water, blending the edges. Okay, now we need to wait to get it dry so that we can start with this brinjal. Okay, just wait. Yes, now our this reddish is dried. Now I'm going to start with this brinjal. So what is the base tone? The base tone is blue only, so I am adding this cerulean color, cerulean blue color. I'm using this big brush because we have to cover up a broader area. So little bit of white space is required here because this portion is in the foreground. From here to its foreground. Okay, so just to provide the tones, use some water, diffuse the edges. Okay, if you use more water, you will get light tone. If you use more color, you will get dark tone. Okay, whenever we want light tone, we have to use more water and less color. Okay, see here I am using more water and less color. You can see a shiny effect, you can see a very light tone is there. Okay, that is just because, see, the colors are limited, but we have to handle them with the use of water. If we want a light tone, we have to use a tinge of color and more water. So that's why I'm using a big brush, because big brush is containing more water. Okay, if we have a broader surface, a big surface is there, so we will have to use a big brush. Okay, if we have a small surface like this kind of little bit minute area is there, so we need to use a small brush. Okay, now another layer of color I'm going to apply. See, this is crimson color. You can see the three tones are there. This color is called crimson color. It's rose color, you can say. It's crimson color. So if we want to make a purple tone, so what we have to use, we can use this pinkish tone, this scarlet color, and a blue tone. Okay, so blue tone is already there and we have a wet surface. So what we have to do, little bit add up a pink color, that's a scarlet color. You can add up, make a purple tone. Okay, don't just scratch the surface. Use a purple tone, use a scarlet color over the blue wet area to make a purple tone. Okay, but I'm also using this ultramarine color. This is also a purplish tone, but in a blue sense. From one line, one edge, you can just start with this ultramarine color. Violet color. Okay, you can get a violet color. Use a dab technique to diffuse the edges. Little bit of pinkish tone. Be very particular, be very vigilant when you use the colors. Okay, just blend it in a nice way. See, when it get dry, you will get the proper tones. Okay, it's a wet surface, that's why some lines are visible. So let it dry, then you will get a smooth touch. Okay, now we have to wait because it's a dry, it's a wet area. We need to wait, let it dry, then we'll start with the next process. Okay, we have given a light tone, we have given a middle tone. Now dark tone is required. At least 3 or 4 tones are required in watercolors. Now a third tone I am going to add up, but that is with the dark tone. So how we are going to add up the dark tone? See, we have the option of these. Every color is in an option of 3 colors, different colors. Okay, so you just use black color. We can use a black color, but don't just use the black color alone. Add up some tones in that. How we can add up the tones? Like take green color. Okay, for making a dark green tone, put it here. Take green color, put it here, and then add up little bit of black color to create a dark green color. Okay, now where the dark tone is required, on the edges. Okay, so here, so deep is always dark. We are going to provide some shadow also. I'm going to add up some shadow, like whatever object is in a foreground, that always have a shadow effect on the object which is behind that particular object. See, this object is in a foreground, so it has a shadow over the previous object. So I am going to add up the shadow portion. So how I am doing it, I am adding dark color, but don't just cover up the entire area. Okay, just put the shades only. Okay, blend it with the water. I am blending the tone with the water, so that it will emerge properly. Okay, fine. Now on the other side, same effect we'll do it here. We'll provide the same effect here. Dark tone, shadow tones, dark tones always help to emerge the object. So we are emerging this cauliflower while giving a shadow effect over the bottle gourd. Okay, see, it's a shadow effect. Now it's looking like coming near to us. Same way, add a green color and little bit of black color. Don't use black color in alone. Okay, you can use it but only for the outline. Okay, but if you want to give a blending effect, so use it with the similar color which object is having. Okay, see, our object is of a green color, so I am blending this black color with the green color and giving the tones. Okay, use some water to blend the edges. Don't cover up the entire previous tones. Okay, just give a blending effect. Same process, just do it here. Use the same process here. Provide the shade. Diffuse it. Now same process we will use somewhere else also. Can you tell me which area? Yes, this area we are again going to use dark color here, because the leaves effect is giving a background. Leaves are giving a background effect, and this basic cauliflower, it is in a foreground. So I am just blending the tones. Okay, don't just cover up it entirely, just blend the tones. Same way other leaves also. Okay, give a blending effect with the help of water. Drain out extra water from the brush and just clear out the brush. Give the other tones. Same way rest of the leaves. Add some water to drag or diffuse the color. Watercolor is just layering of tones. Okay. Now a little bit green color I'm also going to put here, because some shades and shadows are also there. Okay, it's not entirely of white color. The cauliflower is little bit of yellow and greenish tone. Okay, somewhere blue tones are also there, that depend upon the freshness of the cauliflower. Okay, now that we leave, we need to cover this also. Okay, so I'm going to leave little bit space on the edges. I'm not going to put the color entirely. I'm leaving some space here. Okay, because that area is a little bit wet now. Give some tones. Right. Add some tones here. Just leave little bit space so that we can create a difference. Now a little bit green color is also required here, so I'm putting green tone here. Right? Now process, I am going to use this scarlet color and a little bit of this crimson color here to give a darkest tone, okay, to provide a little bit dark tone, darkest shade, okay. Make it wet with the use of water. Add some water in the brush, okay. Diffuse the edges as I am doing, right, okay. Good. Little bit of scarlet color, right. Now I am going to provide a little bit dark green tone where here. Firstly, just make a line, do the outline, okay. Then drain out extra color from your brush and just wash your brush, and after washing you can give the tones, okay, from one edge only, okay. I'm blending it from one edge, vertical light effect. We are giving vertical light effect, okay. See this, little bit of blending effect here, okay, right. Now one more thing is left. I want to give a little bit of shadow effect to the entire composition. How I am going to give it? I will use blue color and the black color, tinge of black color I am using, and a little bit of blue color, because I want to give shadow effect to the entire composition. So I am using black color and the blue color. Now little bit of blue color, okay, and use water only to spread the tones. To give a shadow tone, shadow effect. I'm using black and blue color to give a shadow effect, okay. Let it blend automatically. Just add up some water. You can see like given a shadow effect. Little bit of black color I'm adding it here just to emerge it from the background, okay. Shadow helps to emerge an object from the background. So we are doing it. Now a little bit of blue color just to spread the tones, okay. Add some water, drain out extra water from the brush, okay, just to provide the tones. Spread the edges, okay. See this. Now let it dry. Afterward, what we will do, we will just outline it with the thin brush, okay. Let it dry. Now we can outline this composition with the black color, okay. It's your wish if you want to use black sketch pen or if you want to use watercolors, okay. If you want to outline it with the black sketch pen, that's your wish, okay. Now outline the entire composition with the black color. Okay. See, guys, I have done.